Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon your time zone. You're joining us today here on the call. Looking forward to everyone to join. Feel free to drop a message in the chat window once you join, and then we will kickstart. Let me know if someone is there. Perfect. Can anyone please let me know in the chat window if you're able to see the screen, see me, and you can hear me very well. Share it in the chat window. Looking forward. Can you hear me? Can you see my screen? Can you see me as well? Awesome. Thank you, Kitty. Lovely. So let's wait for everyone to join and then we will kickstart the session. Meanwhile, please go ahead and share the link to this live session in your connection. I'm just sharing this link in the chat window. Feel free to share it among your IEEE members. Come on, let's see. Okay, we'll start in next 6 minutes. Let me know from which city you're joining today. Would love to hear back. And in case you are an IEEE officer in your student branch section or somewhere in the committee, feel free to drop that as well. What kind of position you are serving in 2024 in your IEEE OU? Would love to understand about my audience better so that we can mold the session accordingly. Awesome. Let's wait for next 4 minutes. Soon we will get started. Meanwhile, please feel free to interact with me. Where are you based out of right now? Where are you joining from? And if you have any IEEE position you are serving, you're volunteering in any IEEE or you, feel free to drop that in the chat window as well. Let's have a pre-ice breaking session and then we can kickstart the session to understand better about how IEEE student branch planning and operation need to be done. This session is purely all my personal experience when I was the chairperson of my IEEE student branch in 2019 in IEEE Delhi section HMR ITM student branch. And along the way, while I'm doing activities, events, and I've been part of my different volunteering positions across different IEEE OUs and committees, all the experience are inconsolated into this presentation. It's just a kind of a guideline or kind of a discussion we are doing on the personal informal level. It's not kind of a rule book or guideline which you have to follow. It's just about my personal experience, as a lot of members in my connection have requested me to do a session on volunteering tips and tricks, and that's why this session also belongs to that playlist. And I keep doing this just to interact with you, just to learn from you as well, and just to share a little knowledge what I have experienced so far while doing IEEE volunteering for the last 8 plus years. Perfect. So, Kirti, from where are you based out of? Can you just drop in the chat window? Would love to know from where you are joining today. Come on, let's see. I recently joined the IEEE Student Branch after participating in the Leadership Summit of IEEE conducted by IEEE Young Professionals. Awesome. Thank you so much, Kirti. Where are you joining from? Like the place, where are you based out of right now? Which place you are joining this live session? Would love to hear the diversity of. Okay, Andhra Pradesh. Thank you so much for joining and taking out time on the weekend. We keep doing these sessions week to week on Saturdays, and as always, I always open for suggestions for any topics you would like to me to cover under the volunteering banner. What kind of volunteering tips you want, tricks, whatever you want, and I'm always there to interact with you. Always there to learn from you all as well. Lovely. 1 minute to go. I hope I am well clear and the screen is visible. I am visible as well clearly, and you're not facing any kind of glitches or something. We'll be having a game as well in this today's session. In last session, I was thinking to cover, but seems there was a lag on the chat. Now, I guess I hopefully have fixed that as well. So you will be able to communicate with me in the live chat in a very well manner. And just have a pen and paper with you. In between of the slides, we're going to have a calculation of your diversity consent. We will be talking about what is it and why it is so much required while you are engaged in IEEE organization or any kind of volunteering organization you are part of. Awesome. So let's get started. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon your time zone. You have joined me today on this third live session on the title Best Practices of IEEE Student Branch Planning and Operations, Opportunities, Challenges, and Pathways. Before I start my session, I would like to give a disclaimer that this session is not pointing to any kind of organization, group of organization, or individuals or group of individuals. The session is solely fully on my personal views, personal experience, what I have learned during my IEEE volunteering, and this is the part of volunteering tips and tricks playlist of my YouTube channel, which has been requested by numerous IEEE and non-IEEE members in my connection to Kickstart, and thereby on the personal level, I am doing this. There's no sponsorship or promotion of any of any organization or any individual being done here. It's all about the informal communication to discuss and learn in a two-way communication through chat window with all of you. So let's get started. Ground rules for the session. Please feel free to take pics of the slides whenever required and don't stop asking question and interacting with me while I'm keep talking with you along the slides. And feel free to take the recording. The session will be uploaded after the session on my YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe it. For the upcoming session, you will be notified via that. Feel free to share these videos in your connections, in your IEEE connections or non-IEEE connections, whoever require this, whoever gets some insights and learning from this, and obviously they can share the feedback on my email ID, which I will be sharing in the last slides. So what we are going to cover today. So we will be understanding what is IEEE, what comes in your mind. Like non-IEEE members are also welcome to interact with me. This is not specifically for IEEE members. Non-IEEE members can actually understand how operations and planning for conducting an event and collaborating with different IEEE OUs, collaborating with the IEEE organization, how it goes around, and my IEEE journey, and what are the benefits I have got and I have learned and I have experienced from my IEEE journey of 8 years so far. We will be discussing about some of the resources, what an IEEE student branch officers or IEEE student branch can use it from already existing products and services which IEEE provides to IEEE officers. And last second, we're going to have a phases in conducting an event. Those are all my personal uh, like methods and standardization which I follow in each and every event based on the training which I have received from IEEE Learning Network, iln.ieee.org. Because when you become a volunteer, ILN and CLE portal, Center for Leadership Excellence portal, these are the two portals where you can learn. You as a volunteer, you as a chairperson, vice chairperson, secretary, treasurer, or any kind of position in the volunteering of IEEE you are having, what are the different roles and responsibility you have go through, and what are the resources available for you to sustain, and I would say, like, how to maintain your brand of IEEE student branch, right? And how you can get more insights and guidelines and policies and ethics views and all other guidelines from IEEE. And in the last, we're going to have a 10 to 15 minutes gap, and we're going to discuss some of the questions. If you have some kind of feedback, if you would like to give suggestion for the next session on Saturday, again, it's going to be on Saturday, same timings, 6 p.m. IST. I have chosen this time because it will cover maximum of the regions across different countries and continents. So let's move on. What comes to your mind when you hear IEEE, other than what is there on the bottom? Come on, let's see who comes first in the chat window. What comes to your mind when you hear IEEE? What comes to your mind when you hear IEEE? Let's see who comes first. Come on, let's see who comes first. What comes to your mind when you hear IEEE? Like, uh, for me, I would say when I was in my college and I was studying computer networking, that time I heard first time IEEE in my first year, 2015, and there we heard like we have Wi-Fi protocols, Bluetooth, and all other standards in networking, communication and telecommunication. That's where I heard IEEE for the first time. And in the second year, when my branch counselor came into my classroom, and then she announced that we are opening an IEEE student branch in our college. Feel free to join. And that's where I explored about IEEE on the portal, and then I learned, oh, okay, this is IEEE. There are a lot of vast opportunities for me to network, participate, and volunteer, and give back to community and society. And that's where I didn't stop so far, and I've been continuing on that particular pathway. Komal says ways to explore technologies with fun events. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Komal. What about others? What comes to your mind when you hear IEEE? Drop your answers in the chat window. What comes to your mind when you hear IEEE for the first time? So, like as per what I have heard on average from non-IEEE members and IEEE members, normally people say that IEEE is only for conference research paper publication. It is only for like scholarship or only for the tech guys. Only electrical electronics engineers can become an IEEE members. And oh my God, it's very expensive membership, right? Yeah, research paper publication, right, Abhinav? So that's where like we have like people are having kind of a perceptions about IEEE that this is kind of a part of the what we know, like this is for only for research paper publication, this is only for scholarship, this is only for awards and all those things. But mind me, IEEE is a vast pool of opportunities, vast pool of technical awareness. Obviously we do have non-technical societies like professional communication society. It helps engineers to understand how you can professionally communicate, how you can professionally perform well in your organization, in your workplace. And that's where our past presidents have mentioned that IEEE is actually a professional home for our members. And that's what IEEE proves always every year. Standards is another thing that we are well aware. We do have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and all those things, protocols in our smartphones and laptops, right? All our electronics devices. Where it all came? It all came from IEEE Standards Association. We as an industrialist, you as an academicians, anyone who is part of young professional position, or you're part of industry, you're part of academics, you're part of university, or you are an undergrad student as well. If you want to learn, you can just become a part of standards working group of a particular standard, of a particular ongoing test bed or opportunities. And that's where IEEE Standard Association comes into role. Volunteering, right? IEEE, the mission of IEEE is all about using technology for the benefit of humanity. And anything what you do for society or the community using technology, IEEE is always with you. There are a lot of support, lot of call for proposals ongoing for conducting events, lot of call for funding, grants, travel grants, scholarships, and lot of fellowships opportunities are there, right? So Kirti says IEEE. When I hear IEEE, it comes to be knowledge, right? Knowledge is another thing. You are well equipped with the updated knowledge what's going on in the market, whether you are into artificial intelligence, machine learning, whether you are in power energy society, or whether you are into sustainable cities domain, smart cities, every single engineering domain, and possibly non-engineering societies like as I mentioned, professional communication society, right? That is one of my favorite society where we can learn about it, right? Nidhi says it's all about networking. Yes. So IEEE is the world's largest professional organization. It's spread across 190 plus countries, and recently we celebrated the milestone of 4.5 lakhs members across the globe. So, once you are an IEEE member, networking is one of the great assets you can get it from IEEE organization, right? Awesome. So let's proceed and try to understand like this is my journey so far in IEEE. Just to give you a glimpse where I started. I started IEEE membership in my 2016. That was my second year of bachelor, and I there was an announcement in my second year class. And as I told, I was the first computer society. I was a computer science student from my student branch. Yeah, Kirti says educational activities and journals. Yeah, that's correct. The second way, like in 2019, in my final semester, I started the chairship of my student branch. When I joined in 2016, I was appointed as the webmaster, where I handled the website of my student branch, and then I conducted two events per month when I became the chairperson in my final year. That is actually my final semester, eighth semester in my bachelor's, with the impactful outcome and collaboration with other IEEE student branches across my section in IEEE Delhi section. And that's where, after seeing the impact, and I was nominated and I was selected to be awarded with Dr. J.K. Pal Award from IEEE Delhi section in 2019. Then when I became YP and I joined my previous organization, and that's where the journey actually started of being an IEEE member on the individual level, to understand how as a YP I can contribute back to society and community using IEEE. And that's where I got a call from IEEE Impact Creator team, and they requested me that if you're interested, you can go ahead and join us as an IEEE Impact Creator, and become an advisor to a lot of um, I would say engineers, technologists, through IEEE Transmitter portal, where you can see my articles and interviews being done via IEEE to different magazines and publications. And then when I became YP, I was thinking, like, now I am not associated with any student branch activity. What shall I do? Then I got connected with different student branches across the globe, and I helped them with my past experience as I'm doing today. I'm just sharing my personal experience, how I conducted my activities in my student branch, and how I'm doing activities these days along the way, right? Then when I was selected as an IEEE Impact Creator, then I was nominated as the youngest board member, that is voting member in IEEE EAB Educational Activities Board under the Pre-University Education Coordination Committee. Along with that, I was thinking, a lot of students are asking me queries during my different workshops across different student branches. Sir, how to write research paper, how to convert and prototype into a product, how to get an idea of a problem statement or something, right? Because students who are in final year, they are looking for their major project problem statement. Who are in pre-final, they are working on their minor project. Specifically, I'm talking about Indian curriculum of graduation. That's where I thought, I am also an engineer, I am also an innovator, I have also contributed a lot while working on technical problem statements, building up software when I was a part of my student branch. Why not I can write a book? And that's where I got connected with the editor in chief of IEEE USA, and I reached out to them over the email. This actually got initiated when I was reading another book, and I approached to that particular author from US, and I asked him, hey, I'm interested to write my own book, and this is what I'm thinking, idea to product a research pathway for students. And that's where it gave me the wings to understand how I can upskill myself, how I can improve my writing, how I can improve my public speaking skills. And that's where I published my first book of my life in IEEE USA ebooks platform. I will be sharing the link in the chat window soon. Don't worry about that. Next, after becoming the EAB PCC board member, voting member to the sessions invitation. So while I became the I became the voting member of the pre-university education coordinating committee, I was invited for numerous meetings, numerous sessions across different student branches, different sections, and that was happening in person after the COVID. And during the COVID as well, I got connected with numerous 10 plus, 20 plus countries, where I contributed my knowledge, technical as well as non-technical, for the benefit of the student community. So that's little bit about my IEEE journey. What did I get out of it? Right, you can see on the top left, you can see this pic. So this pic is from Manav Rachan University, Faridabad, Haryana, India, where we conducted our third edition of IEEE Women Engineering Project Based Learning School Camp. That was the event where I taught, when I was in my school days, I was not getting opportunities to learn how I can connect my academic based learning with the project based learning, basically how I can connect my academic books with the industrial based learning. And that's where we focused on pre-university students from grade 8 to 12th. And you can see the happy faces of school kids there, and on the back you can see on the webex we had people around 10, 20 plus countries, along with their parents, teachers from the school, from the pre-university. So that was a 1 week whole camp, and we are coming with the fourth edition soon. Plannings are going on, and that's where I conducted that session. So what are the benefits of IEEE from there, right? The internal happiness. So while we were doing this third edition in MRU student branch, we started our closing ceremony. and I invited everyone on the in the audience, online and offline, to give the feedback what they have learned from this. Even I invited all the parents to give their feedback, how they liked the workshop, how they liked the 1 week camp, how they liked how their children were doing innovation on Raspberry Pi and microcontroller microprocessor by building up real problem statement using IoT and edge computing. So there was one ma'am who came up. She was the mother of one of the winner, and she came up on the stage and she mentioned, "Ramnik, I cannot speak English well, so I will be starting in Hindi." I'm like, "Yeah, it's fine, ma'am. I will translate it for the audience. Don't worry about that." So she came on the stage near to the mic. I was just standing with the podium, and just started by saying, "Good evening, everyone," and she broke into tears. The only that happiness which came to me while she explained why she actually cried on the stage in front of 20 plus countries participants in that particular event, in that closing ceremony, she explained, sorry for the tears I cried, because I never saw my daughter doing such innovation, learning about programming language, learning about Arduino and Raspberry Pi, and within 1 week, you being part of IEEE Women Engineering Project Based Learning School Camp, your team actually helped my daughter to understand new things. And I'm so happy after seeing my daughter excelling and getting the first prize in this competition, in this particular camp. Thank you so much for that. So that internal happiness which you get, right? And we didn't ask for any registration fees from these students and parents at all. And I never do that, because it's all about sharing the knowledge back for free, right? We get that internal happiness while you are impacting the lives of others. While I was taking this event to the proposal to my principal of my school as an alumni, I reached out to my school and I talked with my chemistry teacher who used to teach me in my 11th and 12th, the chemistry subject. She told me, Ramnik, I'm so happy to see the signature on the email which you have mentioned, IEEE Impact Creator. And then she mentioned, Ramnik, whatever you are doing in IEEE, whatever you are doing in non-IEEE activities for impacting the lives of others, you are not only impacting the life of that particular student, you are impacting the lives of their whole family. Because if one student attends my session, pre-university students I am talking about, if I teach them, if I make them aware about new things, I am not only educating them. Once that student comes back to the family, they discuss with their parents and cousins and brothers and sisters, they are also getting educated indirectly that what we have learned today from this camp. So that particular line, that particular statement, that kind of compliment which I received from my chemistry professor, that actually touched my heart. And that's why I'm still on this path to impact the life whatsoever, and just to give back to society. Because while we are earning, while we are doing jobs, while we are doing any kind of working or any kind of professional career, you are getting earned from the society indirectly or directly, what you are giving back. So that is also something spiritually, or I would say philosophically or mentally, you have to understand while you're doing something. On the top right, you can see the pic from Marward University, Rajkot, Gujarat. And that's one of my good friend, Forum, uh, who was who was the chair of Women Engineering and YP Gujarat section that time when I joined them in October in person 2021. And you can see the excitement on the back on the auditorium. That was around 800 plus students across 10 plus countries in that single auditorium. That was the orientation session for that. What did I get out of it? I get to upskill my public speaking skills, right? So you might have thought that, oh my god, 800 plus students, how did you manage to talk in front of them? Obviously I was so introvert. The last session we talked about, right, the first session of this live playlist, I talked about how I became an introvert to IEEE influencer. That's where these public speaking activities, talking with the students who are newly into the colleges and undergrad school, this make me learn that what's going on in the market, what is our future. We as a YP, we as an industrialist, we are just helping them outgrown into their career, learn about what's happening in the industry and how they can prepare themselves for the better future. Next, so when I published this book, this is the cover photo of that IEEE USA book which I published. When I published this book, and that's where IEEE TV invited me to give a session on my book, what that book covers, and that was live streamed onto IEEE TV platform. You can always go and search on ieeetv.ieee.org. That's the portal about my session, and you can learn what is in the book. Obviously, I will be giving you the book link as well in the chat soon. After seeing all the progress, I have completed my 5 years of milestone in IEEE. Then I thought of publishing my journey to give back learning to other IEEE OUs and IEEE members so that they can learn and they can implement the same things. They can implement some more unique ideas in their IEEE student branches, sections, and regions to impact more. And that's where I approached to IEEE the Institute magazine. You might have received every month in your mail if you're an IEEE member about Spectrum. So I approached to Kathy, and Kathy is the editor in chief that time, the institute. And I approached her, hey Kathy, can you please check my attached article? I would like to publish my IEEE experience for past 5 years. And then she mentioned, why not we can interview you? So we flipped into a Google Meet. She interviewed me, and that's where I got the title IEEE influencer from her support and guidance when she interviewed me about my whole past experience of 5 years. What did I get from this? And as we discussed about in our past session, benefit of IEEE is all about three words: PV and model of IEEE: participation, volunteering, and networking. Today you are participating in this session. You normally participate in different conferences and activities happening around you. You get to connect with the organizers. You get to connect with the speakers. You get to connect with the panelists. You get to connect with the volunteers who are doing things, stuff, and handling the logistic of that event organizing. You get to learn about those things, right? And that's where participation, along with your learning to volunteer, you are getting the chance to network with them. Okay, moving forward, let's play a DQ game. So, what is DQ? DQ, like, how many of you heard about IQ and EQ? Share me in the chat window, yes or no. What is the full form of IQ and EQ? Come on, let's see. What is the full form of IQ and EQ? Come on, let's see. It's normal, right? IQ means intelligence quotient. EQ means emotional quotient. Today we are going to play DQ, diversity quotient. Now I would like to see, just do a react. You have a heart button in the live chat. Show me who all are available and attentive right now. If we have more audience, we can just kickstart with this game, or we will skip it for the upcoming sessions. How many of you are there? How many of you are there attentive on the call? Okay, I got one, two. Okay. Awesome. So get ready with your pen and paper. Tell me in the chat window that you are ready with your pen and paper. Yes, I am ready. Type in the chat window. Get a pen and paper near you, and we're gonna have little game about DQ. DQ means diversity conscient. And this game has been motivated from the session which I virtually attended and I saw of Mr. Manoj Vasudevan, who is the 2017 World Toastmaster Champion. You can obviously visit the Singapore conference session which he took. And that's where I learned about DQ, and I keep replicating this game to make everyone in my network understand what is the importance of diversity and why we should calculate our DQ as well, right? Just to enhance it. And that's where volunteering helps you out to understand and network with more and more people. Okay, thank you, Komal. What about others who all are ready with a pen and paper? Come on. Okay, so Komal, thanks for joining, and we'll be waiting for others, and then we will kickstart. Okay, yes, I am ready. Okay, awesome. So we got two participants, and the people who will see my recording of this session, feel free to play this game at your end and share it in the chat window. Thank you, Kirti. Okay, we have three participants now. Let's get started. First instruction: you have to just listen carefully and then put your pen on the paper. Okay, write down the names of 10 people to whom you talk frequently. It can be from personal, professional, anyone across the universe except your friends, except your family and relatives. Write down the names of 10 people line by line in the paper, except your family and relatives to whom you talk frequently on the personal as well as professional front. As you think that they are your friend, you can talk with them frequently on weekly basis, monthly basis, not yearly basis, weekly or monthly basis. You talk with them regularly um, across the universe. Just be mindful of the words what I'm taking. Across the universe, write down the names of 10 people to whom you talk frequently, except your family and relatives. Drop in the chat window once you are ready. Let me know once you are done. Just mention in the chat window, I am done. Write down the name of 10 people across the universe to whom you talk frequently, except your family and relatives. Line by line on the paper. Come on, let's see. Komal, Nidhi, Kirti. Even if you write five, it's all good. Let me know once you are ready. Once you are done with this, we will go to the next step. Just write five people across the universe to whom you talk frequently, except your family and relatives. So I have two screens, so I will be looking there, I will be looking here. So okay, awesome. Thank you, Komal. What about Kirti and Nidhi? Awesome. Perfect. The next step, before that, there's a disclaimer. You can laugh if you want to, and you can share emoticons of laugh in the chat window. I would be loving to see that. So that's the disclaimer. The second step is strike through the names on the list who are sitting right now in the same country as yours. Strike through the names, remove the names from the list who are sitting right now in the same country or belong to the same country as yours. Let me know once you are done. Done? Awesome. Komal. Perfect. Let's see for others. Strike through the names who belong to the same country as yours. Awesome. So I will proceed to the next. Yeah, Kirti, thank you. Awesome. So the next step, remove the people. Like if you have some people on the list, I would love to see the score in the last. That's gonna be your DQ. Remove the people from the list who has the same gender as yours. If you are male, remove male friend. If you are female, remove female friends. Let me know once you are done. Remove the people who has the same gender as yours. Awesome. Now, the final thing. The people who are left on the list by any chance, multiply that number, the people who are left, multiply that number with 20 and type the score in the chat window. The people who are left on the list, multiply that number by 20 and type the score in the chat window. 20. Oh, awesome. Komal, thank you so much. What about others? So if you have one person left on the list, multiply 1 by 20. Okay, Kirti, 0. It's fine. Totally fine. Awesome. So Komal, can we hear from you in the chat window from where he belongs and how you got connected with him? So the score you just calculated, this is your DQ, diversity quotient. This actually gives you a real picture, a kind of a mirror picture that where are you standing or your networking and why you should become part of organizations like IEEE and other volunteering organizations to start networking. Because in the upcoming months or upcoming decade, right, we are going to, like, after COVID and during COVID, every single continent on the planet has merged together, they have networked together, and all the industries are looking for the people who are having more DQ, right? Perfect. So let's hear from Komal in the chat window from where that person belongs right now and how you got connected with them. Good to know about him through my brother's friend circle. Awesome. Great. Thank you so much, Komal. And from which country he belongs to? UK. Awesome. Thank you, Komal, for participating. Thank you, Kirti and Nidhi, for participating into this game. Let's move on. Now let's talk about the resources for an IEEE student branch. So these are the some couple of resources which I have heard and which I have experienced, which I participated when I was in my student branch, and I also participate and motivate all the IEEE officers, student branch officers, to go through these links, go to these portals to have resources for conducting events, conducting operations, conducting planning of the events in your student branch. The first one goes with IEEE Brand Experience Portal. So IEEE Brand Experience Portal gives you the learning for all the brand guidelines, like making poster, how to make a website, and all those things. I've just pasted the link in the chat window as well. You can bookmark it for afterwards. The next portal is IEEE TV, as I was talking about. So IEEE TV is where you can, IEEE members or non-IEEE members can go through the events happening across the globe. You can learn what kind of quality event, what kind of events happening. You can learn from those events how you can conduct the same event or kind of unique events in your own student branches. Or you as a student branch, if you have conducting an event, you can go ahead and upload your event recording as well on IEEE TV platform so that it is accessible to all the people across the globe, to all IEEE and non-IEEE members based on the settings you have mentioned during uploading the video. Next one is IEEE MCE. Many of faculty coordinators, branch counselors might be aware about this portal who are an IEEE officers. This portal actually helps you out to conduct events, meetings, conferences, all the resources, all the guidelines in IEEE, how to conduct that. All the resources are there on this portal. And the link for that is in the chat window. There it is. Next one, IEEE Day. So on every first week Tuesday of October month, every year we celebrate IEEE Day. There are a lot of resources which comes, and you can become an IEEE Day ambassador. You can celebrate IEEE Day cake cutting, which we normally do across different student branches and sections and regions during the IEEE Day week. Next one is IEEE Center for Leadership Excellence. That's a portal where you can actually learn what are the different resources you as a volunteer can actually get while you are an officer, while you are a chairperson, vice chairperson, secretary, what kind of roles and responsibilities, what are different volunteer leadership training programs you can become part of. Next one on the list is IEEE volunteering. So let's say you are a new member of IEEE, right? And you want to explore volunteering opportunities happening across the globe, remote or in person. Go ahead and explore this portal, make your profile nicely, and apply into opportunities which are listed there. Next one is very common, and many people are using this. Like many IEEE members normally use this. That is IEEE V tools. That's the portal where we report our annual plan. That's where we report our events we are conducting in our IEEE OU. And that's where you can actually get the assistance from IEEE MGA team, IEEE V-Tools team. What are the different operations? What are the different tools? What are the different engagement tools available for the planning and operations of your events? Next one, obviously, you must be well aware about when you form an IEEE student branch, you need a website, right? And that's where IEEE provides you different web hosting free domains where you can request as an IEEE officer, and the link for the same is in the chat window. Now, once you become an IEEE member, IEEE student member, if I talk about, there are a lot of opportunities being IEEE student member, which you can explore on the portal of IEEE students, where you can explore scholarships, grants, opportunities available. IEEE Extreme Programming Competition. That's a competition which is kind of very popular in IEEE. Lot of IEEE student members, they participate in this competition to solve competitive programming problems and statements. This is a 24 hours of competition where people make teams and they get allocated from the mentors, and that's how the competition happens. That is IEEE Extreme Programming Competition, and the links are in the chat window. The next one is IEEE Foundation. So when you when you are running when you are running an event, when you want to conduct an event, IEEE Foundation provides you to understand what are the different opportunities, what are the different ways how you can give back to society, and you can learn all about the resources on IEEEfoundation.org website. Now, while you in a student branch or you are in a IEEE, I would say, um, OU, you want to look for speakers, right? You want to conduct speakers, you want to conduct events for different domains, and where to find speakers across the globe. That's where a new initiative from IEEE students team, that is Virtual Speakers Bureau. You can opt for this. You can find the people there across the globe, and you can sign up and reach out to Virtual Speaker Bureau team to request for speakers for your upcoming event. Next one is when you want to publish papers, right? When you want to publish your own IEEE experience, you have a technical aspects, like you want to publish some articles on technical domains you are running as a undergraduates or postgraduates or research scholars. You can just go ahead and file out an article, submit an article based on the call for papers going on in IEEE Potentials magazine. The next one, you must have heard about portals like Udemy, Udacity, and all other training portals, right? Being an IEEE member, we do have a certification portal where you can learn from direct experts coming from product-based companies and academicians from different top universities and top companies. That portal is called as IEEE Learning Network, and the link for the same is in the chat window. The other one which I mentioned you, that is IEEE USA. There are a lot of IEEE career related, I would say career related, career development related sessions going on. How IEEE works with the public policy of technology, AI policies, all kind of policies, career webinars, career ebooks, audio podcast. Every single thing is on the IEEE USA portal, and you can find my book there as well. And I can share you the link of my book in the chat window. Give me a second. You, as an IEEE member, can download it for free after putting it in your cart, and non-IEEE member can buy that for $2.99. In that book, I have specified all my journey, how as a student member I get to publish around 12 research papers, IEEE papers, Springer papers, and elsewhere papers during my student membership while I was in my bachelor's, and how my journey started for converting an idea to product, how to find a problem statement around you, how to write a research paper, how to submit a patent, how to submit a copyright. All the guidelines in a very brief manner is given in my book. This is only 25 pages. Go ahead and explore it. Behind me, behind my video, there's a logo called as there's a portal called as IEEE Try Engineering. So many people actually opt to conduct events in their student branches for school kids, right, for pre-university kids, and that's where IEEE Try Engineering portal helps you out. At the moment, there's a grant proposal going on. You can submit your pre-university activities where you are outreaching the STEM activities, and go ahead and submit that for the approval and for the support from IEEE Tri Engineering for your school activity. Awesome. So now we are up to the slide where we are going to talk about the different phases of conducting an event. This is solely from my personal experience. How do I conduct events, and how do I maintain the quality of the event? And how do I define my mission and objectives of my event, and what are the different phases I go through during the event, pre-event and post-planning of the event. So this will be kind of a useful for the officers, IEEE Student Branch and IEEE OU's officers who are on the call today. So before conducting an event, we need to define our objectives. Then we need to go and design our committees who are going to have different responsibilities of designing, website maintaining, and different kind of responsibility you define. You define your committee for that event. You document every single thing into a shareable place. It can be a Google Drive of IEEE email ID. You can share those all things with your committee members, and that's how it will be having a kind of process to better productivity of the event organizing. Brainstorm together on each and every topic, each and every point you are maintaining for the event. Discuss with your teammates. Just remember, you as a leader for the event, every member in the committee is actually the owner and the founder of that event. Don't have that kind of discrimination or differences among in any kind of parameter. Every single member in the committee is the owner of that event, and they are you should be open as a leader to request for feedback suggestion for each and every decision you are making in the event. Now then, evaluate and survey for quality development. Check out with your network who's your audience. If you're conducting event for undergraduate students, you are collaborating with any IEEE student branch, along with your student branch, go ahead and discuss with them. Hey, what's your audience looking for? Are they looking for artificial intelligence workshop? Are they looking for machine learning workshops? Some kind of things, right? You have to understand what your audience want, and then you can proceed further. Analyze, do a beta survey within your network for better suggestions. Reevaluate and modify your agenda accordingly. And then make out a designing proposal, promotional material, finalize the agenda, finalize the budget, approach to the sponsors in IEEE. You have, as I mentioned, you can approach to different IEEE societies, IEEE OUs, IEEE boards, IEEE students. You can approach. There are a lot of fundings available for you to share back to community, and you can directly apply for those call for proposals and grants. Once you get the sponsors, once you get the budget, agenda, everything finalized, get the promotional material finalized, and start executing and spreading the word on social media, in your personal connects, and in your dedicated audience where you want which you want to be attended in your event. Now, coming to the post planning phase, you recognize your each and every contributor, right? Whether it is a volunteer, whether it is a host, whether it is a committee member, leaders, or anyone, recognize every single contributor without any fail. This phases of conducting an event, I'm talking about as a leader of the event, as a lead, or as a chairperson of your student branch. You can just follow these guidelines, or you can just tweak it accordingly. As I mentioned, these all are my personal experience, what I've been doing in conducting my events. The second one, work on designing the event report. Once the event is done, you have the facts and figures and impact created, jot down into a single 1 page or 2 page report, submit to all the stakeholders, and capture each and every report, each and every facts and figures, how many number of student participated, what are the different audience diversity you had, and submit all the final copy to each and every collaborator, and publish in newsletter and portal wherever capable, wherever applicable. uh, do this so that you can see what slides are talking about. The next one phase is create event family group. What do I mean by that? Once you have conducted the event, you have all the participants gather into a single place, whether that is IEEE Collaboratech, you can form community and workspace, or you can form a WhatsApp group or anything depending upon your organizing and depending upon your audience comfortability. Create that group, which gonna be your ambassador for the next edition, right? Awesome. So let's proceed. And with that, that's all from my side. I just took 45 minutes for the session today. I thought of finishing the session early so that I have the space to talk with you all. These are my LinkedIn handle. This is my Instagram handle, and this is my email. You can feel free to connect with me there. I can share you my LinkedIn profile and Instagram profile in the chat window. I'm open to any suggestions for the upcoming sessions. Any questions, if you have, feel free to drop in the chat window. And now I'm open to hear from all of you. Come on, let's see. If you have any questions, was the session was good? How was it? What kind of other topics you wish to cover? Come on, let's see. Any suggestion for the upcoming session? What kind of topic should what should I cover under the tagline of volunteering tips and tricks? I would be happy to share my all experience, what I have been covering so far in IEEE journey of 8 years. I will be happy to learn from you. If there's any questions, any feedback, how was the session, any suggestion of the topics, feel free to drop that in the chat window. Any questions from anyone, any feedback, any suggestions? I would be love to hear that and love to interact with you. And I hope the session was fruitful for the IEEE officers who are attending today, who are going to watch this recording. I would love to see how you are conducting events. Feel free to drop a chat comment on this video recording once you have that on the channel. I would love to see how my tips benefited your student branch operations planning. Any kind of questions you will have, just drop that into the comment box and I will be happy to answer those on the same. Oh, thank you so much, Komal, for that comment. Thank you so much for those compliments and comments. I hope the session will be helpful. The tips which I shared. Okay, we do have a question. So Nidhi says, how to reach out for sponsorship for an event in the global societies? That's a very good question. And as what I covered during my session, during the resources, that every single society, not every single society, depends upon each and every society. They open the call for proposal for the events and they provide you grants. You can just visit the website of each and every technical societies in IEEE and you can watch out for event sponsorships and you can understand the process. I can just share you a sample call for proposal from, I guess, this is sample past sponsorship or call for proposal for the events running up in Computer Society. Let me share that link just for the reference in what way you can get started with that. So this is for conference, IEEE Computer Society conference sponsorship methods and the mechanism procedure. You can just watch out these space, watch out different society space. I can just share you the all IEEE technical societies website where you can learn, and you can hyperlink to all the society pages. So there are 39 technical societies in IEEE, and that's the link for that. Just go ahead and hyper, like, all the links are hyperlinked with their own society page. Visit that, check out for call for proposal, call for events and sponsorship. That's how you can reach out for the sponsorship for an event for your student branch or IEEE OU for the from the global societies or TAB. Thanks for that question, Nidhi. Do we have any other questions from anyone in the chat window? And advance happy Pongal to all my Indian friends who are going to celebrate that. Today we are having Lodi, so happy Lodi to everyone who celebrates. And upcoming day is gonna be a very, I would say, warming days for everyone who are into the farming space. Awesome. In that case, thank you so much for watching out the space here. You can feel free to subscribe my channel. Feel free to share all these sessions, recordings in your network so that we can just impact more and more lives from our network. We can participate, we can volunteer all together for the benefit of humanity and benefit for the society, giving back to the society without thinking anything that we are going to receive back. That's what volunteering means. You don't need to think about, oh, I am going to get this out of this. Not at all. Volunteering is all about serving back selflessly, and